Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Gig Girl Pearls of Wisdom. And this is in response to Jen on the Go's video about toxic positivity. Oh my God, it just blew me away. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. It's so true. And when we are struggling, and who isn't struggling? I mean, well, we know who's not struggling. And, when we see it, it's such a complex and difficult subject. Jen, you did such a great job with that. But it's so hard to see these videos where people, talk about all the hundreds and whatever that they're making. And, you know, my Instacart total for this week, just in case you were wondering, is $46. And that's if the people don't change their tips. That's not exactly paying many bills, is it? It's barely putting gas in the car. And so, much less the payment and the taxes and the excise tax and the oil change and everything else. It's hard to be positive when you're scared to death for your future. And yes, there might be other jobs available, but we have such a integrity and pride about what we do, and we love what we do, and we just want to be able to do it, and it's so hard. And then somebody comes along and blithely says, suck it up, Fluffy. Well, it's not a suck it up, Fluffy. We work for a horrible tech company called Instacart that doesn't care about us, that doesn't respect us, that takes away money from us, by giving us doubles and triples. Yeah, here are your options. You have two doubles and three triples that you can choose from today. Oh, and the tips are $8 from three people. It's crazy. And so, we look at the screen and it's like those horrible batch opportunities don't get picked up and nothing new comes in. It's like somebody else is getting the unicorns, that's for sure. I see them. I saw a group of foreign people, just talk about no English, and there are like four or five of them. They had four or five carts, and they were waiting for that big white van to come and get them. And it was Instacart, and they share the batch. It must be that bot thing going on, and they did all of that, and it was just like, and I was sitting in my car, so I could observe them because I was on my break from my in-store shopping, and just enjoying the warmth and the sunlight. And I watched them, and they just, the carts were overloaded with the stuff, and it wasn't going back to their own little kitchens. No. And so, it's hard to stay positive, and it's hard to wake up and say, today's going to be a better day. I don't know. It's, I have a 4.91 rating. I don't know why. I it's like I do nothing and my rating goes down overnight. It's just incredible what goes on there. I don't like the inner workings of Instacart. I don't like working for a corporation either, where the craziness happens. Stuff happens there too where, don't do that, Sarah. And it's like, I didn't know I shouldn't, and don't do it again. And it's like, you know, take away logic, take away, rational, take away what your normal inclination of something would be. We don't get a chance with Instacart. There's no human being to talk to. There's no English as a first language person in Instacart care, on the phone, in an email. It's just all BS. And it's so frustrating. They beat you down, they beat you down, they beat you down, and they make you happy if you're, making $127 this week from Instacart from doing 6 batches when all is said and done. Jen said we rely on our tips. So true. So freaking true. And so what can we do? It's we don't need a Tony Robbins speech at this point. What we need is change. I mean, so we do what we're supposed to do, which is take the advice of others. This is how we meet the Instacart horrific treatment of us and lousy batches or no batches. high mileage, low tips, or no tips. So what do? We do what other people in the gig world that we watch and listen to do. We do other apps, thank God. But, if you think another, the other apps are a day in paradise, no, they aren't. It's like which one could be more worse to the person that's doing them, for the customer, for the consumer, for the person ordering the food, ordering the groceries. It just goes on and on and on. We are not fat cats doing it. We have, like when Jen talked about this man, I hope he does come on next week, about the fact that, he doesn't know if he can make his mortgage. Is there something else that could keep you more awake at night? Not me. Making the mortgage, paying the light bill. I mean, it's like, heat or meat. It's like the bag lady syndrome. I'm very familiar with that because I was divorced from a nasty guy that paid little to nothing in child support, and it was horrible. And so, I guess I was a gig girl back then. I waitressed at this place, I bartended at this place, I was a catering person at another place for events. I delivered newspapers beginning at 2 in the morning because that didn't interrupt the rest of the stuff. I cleaned houses. I did all of that stuff before, like, the year 2019, 2018, when a gig life could happen. And it's like, I know that panic of everything. And it's like, trying to have a nut that you can, put away until winter. It's like, put a nut away until winter. I'm trying to fill my gas tank and get a $50 oil change in the same week. It's like, and then forget the other stuff. And then we're supposed to eat too, crazy. So thank you, Jen, for doing this. Sometimes positivity doesn't work. Sometimes, that's where the value of our community through these YouTube channels happens, when it's like the real, getting to the real, listening to the real, of other people and their angst. And it's like our own angst, right? I mean, I've got a couple of cushions that I can rely on. I'm 70. I've, saved over the years. I'm married to a very generous man. So those things help me, but I've never forgotten where I came from with nothing, right? And the nothing doesn't go away when you're making a something. It just is still there. That the nut that we need to, covering the nut as I talk about it. And so we need to talk to other people that have stress, that have anxiety, that lose sleep over this, because I'm one of them, and so I'll never forget where I came from. And it's not that everything is coming up, wonderful now either. There's still stress with every day. Every day, it's like, am I going to be fired from the store? Am I going to be deactivated by Instacart? Am I going to be given another lousy rating? It's just endless. The stress. Am I going to get COVID? Am I going to get the Delta variant? I mean, Jesus, it's just, so we need to be heard by other people. And I do it here, and I welcome you to do it in your comments. That's what I like this to be about. Jen is a dear, dear woman to me. I love her dearly. She and I email personally. We both, we're of the same ilk, right? And so it's great to have other people that struggle, that suffer, that have stress, that want relief. And it may not get better, but we have faith in the other people that talk real. I hate cliches. I hate trite people. I hate, oh, it'll get better. You'll see a good day thing. We need to be with people we can identify with. It's crazy out there. It's scary. And we don't know what the outcome is. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We just, have the faith in, like, if you believe in this getting better, then I kind of want to have your coattails that I can ride on, because I need another person that's going to validate my feelings and yet, not be trite, not be a cliche, not be, they don't even hear you, they don't even care, like, the Instacart support that we don't get. I need to be around the real, just like Jen said. And so that's why I'm glad you're here. We do what we do, and we have hope, we have faith, but we also have real, and real is what it's all about. Thank you for being here. This has been Sarah, Gig Girl, Pearls of Wisdom. I'm glad you're here. I'll see you here the next time. This is a bonus Saturday one, isn't it?